On Friday we took some notes, and you got this assignment, right? The notes were on counterexample and conditional statements. Was anyone not here on Friday? I passed it out at the end. But we also have them in the blue bin. So if you don't have this 9/2 assignment, it is in the blue bin under geometry for 9/2 with this assignment name. This is it. But if you forgot over the 3-day weekend what these are, this is our warm up to remind ourselves, right? So first things first, y'all know the conditional is an if then statement. And we have an if then statement, right? If it is a right triangle, then the shape has 3 sides. Yes, I do want y'all writing sentences on this warm up because you have to write sentences for the assignment. You got to be able to write the sentences, okay? Now, you also need to know true and false here. So I want you to think about this. It says, if it is a right triangle. Now, do we know what a right triangle is? Okay, I'll draw one at the top here. It's a triangle that, that has it's a horrible picture, sorry. I guess I'll just try again. Okay, so look. Yeah. Here we go, ready? I can actually make this look perfect, potentially.
So I think that's an obtuse.
I haven't taught you what obtuse means yet, but you're right. All right, there's a right triangle. Now, if it's a right triangle, then the shape has 3 sides. Is that true or false? All right triangles have 3 sides because they're triangles, right? Now, converse. First period, it was dead silent. It was very peaceful, but that's not what I want. I want some interaction. So anyone in this room, what is converse? What do I do with the 2 parts of the sentence? Like, what do I do with swap, switch, however you want to say it, okay? So remember, this is your P, hypothesis. This is your Q, conclusion. And you just go, right? Like you're tying some Converse shoes. And so I'm going to type this out because my handwriting is an atrocity and against mankind. Here we go. So, actually, I will write this though. For Converse, that's the switch, right? Switch that. All right, and I'm going to type this out. So if I switch the beginning and the end, then it'll be if the shape has 3 sides, then it is a right triangle. Period. Okay. So if the shape has 3 sides, then it is a right triangle. And here's the question. Is that true or false? What do y'all think? If a shape has 3 sides, then it has to be a right triangle. Specifically. False, okay? There are 3-sided figures that are not right triangles. They are non-right triangles, right? The other types of triangles are obtuse, acute, equilateral, and I know we haven't gone over those yet per se, but we will, okay? Or maybe you have already gone over it in previous years, right? So that means you would know this. False, a 3-sided figure could be, now the words I would use are equilateral, acute, or obtuse, but you can actually just draw the little picture. Okay, so I'm going to draw myself a little equilateral triangle here. Cool. Now, this is false because I have a specific example that's called a counterexample, right? Okay. Now, inverse. What do I got to do with P and Q? Back to my prop here. Inverse does no switchy, but it's negate, which is a fancy word for opposite. And what's the one word I can make that I can use to make something opposite? Not, right? You're cool. Not. Okay. Wake up. All right, so check it out. I'm going to keep the same order as the original conditional statement right up here, okay? If it is a right triangle, then the shape is 3 sides. All I'm going to do is drop in some knots. So how do I make the opposite of it is a right triangle? If it is not a right triangle, okay? How do I say what's the opposite of the shape has 3 sides? Then the shape does not have 3 sides. See how that works? So you can actually, change a few words to make it grammatically flow better. If it is not a right triangle, then the shape does not have 3 sides. again, with inverse, all we're doing is opposites. Okay, if you want the little one-word explanation, same order, drop the nots, make it opposite, okay? This is the hardest one to tell if it's true or false because you really got to think about it carefully, okay? So think about it. If it is not a right triangle, that means it could be four-sided, five-sided, six-sided, but it could also be non-right triangles like acute and obtuse and equilateral. Okay, so does that mean it does not have three sides? What do y'all think? True or false? It is false. Can I think of something that is not a right triangle that does have three sides? It's the same example that we were doing earlier. A triangle that is not right could be acute, could be a cutie triangle. Okay. All right. Last one. Contrapositive. The multisyllabic word, the longer one, the weird one, that is both, right? You're going to do both switchy and opposite, not. Okay. So, back to the original. You're going to take the end, the conclusion, the shape has three sides, and make it opposite. The shape does not have three sides. So if the shape does not have three sides, then take that hypothesis, it is a right triangle, make it opposite. It is not a right triangle. So again, not. So think about it. If a shape does not have three sides, that means it could be four-sided, five-sided, six-sided, whatever. That is not a right triangle. So true or false? So again, if it doesn't have three sides, then it's definitely not a triangle. So this is true. Okay? True. The only thing not on this warm-up that we went over on Friday, I know it's been 3 days, or 4 days, is biconditional. Check your notes for biconditional. Remember, that's where you use if and only if in the middle. There's no if and then, okay? And it's true both ways. Conditional and converse are both true, okay? So I wanted to make sure you had plenty of time to do this in class, this assignment, 9-2, counterexample and conditional statement. Says it at the bottom of this warm-up page here. You should have it, but if you don't, lost it, never got it, whatever, please get it out of the blue bin, okay? The only other thing you could be working on is makeup or correction work, or, but yes, you're working on something for this class for sure, okay? Cool. Let's get this bread.